Hello everyone, it's Brent with Investing on the Go. If you're new here, I help people build long-term wealth by staying consistent through simplified investing challenges and real transparency. So subscribe to stay consistent and hit that thumbs up button so we can both grow together. Today we're breaking down why the classic advice to save your money is totally outdated and covering how to stop teaching your kids to save money and instead teaching them to invest, which is the real key to financial freedom. See that piggy bank? It isn't growing. In fact, it's losing value every single day. This isn't about being reckless. It's about upgrading your financial education from a mindset of scarcity to one of abundance and growth. Stick around and you'll have a clear, actionable plan to help turn your kids into confident young investors. So with that said, we're going to be diving into the problem. Why the piggy bank is a trap. Safe does not mean secure. The financial world our kids are growing up in looks nothing like the one we knew. It's a completely different universe from the one our parents grew up in, or even ourselves. The old rules just don't apply. The main lesson we give our kids is to save and tuck money away in a safe place, such as a piggy bank. But here's the uncomfortable truth. In today's world, leaving your money in the safest place is one of the riskiest things you can do to its future value. If your kid's money is in a piggy bank, it's a guaranteed loss by earning a big fat 0%. If it's in a savings account earning, let's say, generous 1%, but inflation is eating it away at 3.8%, their money is losing 2.8% of its value every single year. They're literally getting poorer slowly and silently. You're teaching them the strategy that guarantees that their hard-earned cash will be worth less in the future. This is a saver's dilemma. You work hard for your money and you do the responsible thing and put it aside, but this invisible force is constantly chipping away at it. The lesson of the piggy bank ends up teaching our kids to park their money in a place where it's guaranteed to shrink. That's not the path of financial security, it's a trap. And it's a trap we need to teach our kids how to spot and avoid. So next up, why your dollar buys less. I'm talking about inflation. Now, inflation is that silent savings eater. It sounds like a boring, complicated word, but it's simple. It just means that over time, your money buys you less stuff. Think about that candy bar that we all grew up buying as a quarter as a kid. What does that same candy bar cost now? $1? $2? That is inflation. The money didn't change, but its purchasing power, what it can actually buy, went down. You ever go to the store and look at the candy bars of the past, when you're thinking about how big that chocolate bar was in the past versus what it costs and what the size of it is today? $2 for a tiny little chocolate bar there. It's definitely changed throughout those days. The 2025 numbers show that inflation is still a major problem, while the interest rate on a typical savings account can range from anywhere from 0.02, 0.04 to around 0.4%. Inflation was recently reported at 3.8%. Now, there are a few ways that savers can combat this, which we'll discuss here in a little bit, so definitely stick around. Now, the solution, the magic of investing in compound interest. So, if saving is a losing game, what is the move? The answer is investing, and the heart of investing is one of the most powerful forces in the universe, compound interest. Einstein supposedly called it the eighth wonder of the world, and he was a pretty smart guy. Here's the difference in a nutshell. Saving is putting your money inside of a parked car and just leaving it there. Investing is putting your money on a rocket and shooting it up in the air. When you invest, your money starts making its own money, compounding week after week, month after month on those capital gains, on the dividends, on the amount in equity that you're adding to your portfolio. It's constantly working for you. Now, let's go ahead and talk about the power of compounding. Imagine I give you a choice. You can have $1 million right now, or you can have a single penny that doubles in value every day for 30 days. Which one would you take? Come on, be honest. Most people would grab the $1 million. It seems like a no-brainer. I asked my son this very same question when he came home from school today, and he picked the $1 million. But then I busted out a calculator and showed him the math. The classic brain teaser. So day one, you start with 1 penny, right? Let's see what happens to this little penny that we chose. So day one, 1 cent. Now, this is the exact same thing that I did. I did 0.01 and I times it by 2. And then I did this exact same math with him right in front of his eyes. So first day we had 1 penny, second day 0.02, Third day, fourth day, fifth day, we're at 16 cents, right? And we have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're at $5.12. Yes, I know what you're thinking. It's not very impressive, but here we go. Let's go up to day 15. So 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. We're now sitting at $863.84. Once again, nothing big. Let's go up to day 20, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So 20, we're at $5,243.88. Now, wait a minute. It's beginning to build up, but we have 10 days left, right? So here we go. We're going to go from 20 to 25, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. We're sitting at $167,772.16 with only 5 days remaining. This last few days, this is where that compound interest and the more money that you have invested begins to compound larger and larger. That's why the whole saying is that first $100,000 is the hardest, but then the next $250,000, it begins to compound, and then 1 million, right? So let's go ahead and add those 5 next days. Here's 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30. So here we are on that day 30. That 1 penny has transformed into $5,368,709.12. So that is the power of compounding. It's not just earning interest, it's earning interest on your interest. That growth starts off super slow and you barely notice it, but over time, it becomes an unstoppable avalanche of wealth. This is the magic we need to teach our kids. Their biggest advantage isn't some huge inheritance, it's time. The earlier that they start, the more time they give that compounding magic to really take off. Now, we're halfway through. Quick check-in, drop a comment down below. What is your biggest financial goal this year in 2025? How close are you to hitting it? Or have you already hit it? I do read and respond to every single one. So let's start a conversation down below in the comments. And also, remember those few ways savers can combat inflation? Well, here are some ways that I personally combat inflation. Number one, SoFi Invest. Starting with $25, you get a $25 bonus, and you guys can also join the $1,000 investment challenge, where here we are in our challenge, we deposit $25 a week on our way to $1,000 within our SoFi portfolio. Number two, SoFi Money. You guys can make an account using the referral link down below and get up to $325 bonus. Also, at this time of recording, their APY is 3.8%, which is keeping up with inflation. So when you have your money sit in the savings account, for all those savers out there, you do get to keep up with inflation, right? You're not beating inflation, but you're at least keeping up with it. Plus, there's checking, there's credit cards, and all investing all in one single place. And then number three, Policy Genius. You can get fast, affordable life, home, or auto insurance tailored to protect your family without breaking the bank. And this is one where I saved myself nearly $100 off my life insurance policy by swapping from Ethos over to Policy Genius. So check it out. The links are down in the pinned comment below, so definitely check them out. Now let's jump into the 3-step guide to raising an investor by starting with step number 1, starting the conversation. Before you download a single app, the real work here starts at home. Financial education begins at the dinner table, not at the trading floor. First, connect investing to their dreams. Don't just say, hey, you should invest, right? Ask them, what are they excited about? A new gaming PC, a trip to Disneyland, the freedom to start their business someday? Frame investing as a superpower that gets them to these goals faster. Saving is for next month's video game. Investing is for that next decade's biggest dream. Second, make it relatable. Use stories and games. You can explain a stock using companies that they love. You know how much you love iPhones, playing games. When you buy an Apple stock, you own a tiny piece of the company. When they sell a ton of iPhones, or you download a service, right, and there's someone's paying for getting Spotify or something, you're paying for that service, or someone's paying for that service, your tiny piece of Apple share is becoming that much more valuable. So you can use analogies like planting money as a seed and watching it grow into a money tree. You can even find free online stock market simulators where they can practice with fake money, all the learning with none of the risk. So each dollar that you have essentially is a money seed, and you can choose to spend it by buying something that you want or potentially you need, or you can plant that seed and watch it grow over time. So step number 2, make it real. Once they get the idea, it's time for some hands-on experience. This is where the real lesson sticks. The easiest way to begin is with a custodial account. Think of it an investment account with training wheels. It's in your child's name, but you're in control until they're adult. This lets them legally own stocks and other investments under your watch. And today, this is easier than ever. Now, there are some awesome kid-friendly investing apps designed for families, such as Greenlight. For $5.99, this gives your kid a debit card and investing platform where they can research stocks and you can approve the trades. The next one up is Stockpile for $4.95. That lets you buy fractional shares, which is a game changer. It means that your kid can invest in a company like Tesla for just $5 instead of needing thousands of dollars for one full share. Another one here is Acorns Family. It's $5 per kid. So if you got two kids, it's $10. Now, this does have some cool features like automatic roundups during your purchases and invest that spare change into your kid's account, making investing seamless part of everyday life. Now I went with the free option straight from my Fidelity account. We talk about whether he wants to invest in college in a 529 account, which grows tax deferred, meaning he can just kind of put it away, not pay taxes until later on, where he either withdraws it for educational uses and it just doesn't get taxed at all, or you can invest in a UTMA, a uniform transfer to minors, a custodial account, which he can build into something else such as, future goals or a business if he so choose. Now, he chose the UTMA custodial account where he is invested into an ETF in an individual company, but let's get back onto the main topic. The key is to start small. Let them put in $10, $20 into a company that they know and admire. The goal here isn't to get them rich overnight, it's to build the habit and the confidence. When they see that $10 turn into $11, they get the feel and the thrill for their money working for them. This is a lesson that no textbook can ever teach. Now, on to step number 3, create the family bank. Now, here's a really cool trick to make compound interest click for them in a big way. Create a family investment bank. Now, what you can do here is you can begin turning it into a game for any money that your child decides to deposit with you at the beginning of the month. Instead of spending, you can pay them outrageous high interest rate, say 10% in a month. This is just a demonstration, of course, but if they deposit, say for example, $50, at the beginning of the month, and then at the end of the month, you can hand them $5 in interest and say, hey, now you have $55. The next month, they can earn 10% on that new total. So if they decide to give you $55, at the end of the month, they'll earn $5.50. Once you've done this for a few months, you can sit down, you can show them on a piece of paper how the growth is speeding up, and you can show them the compound interest fast forward from $55 to $60 to $70 to $90. And if you want to make it even more powerful, you guys can offer the family 401k match. There's so many adults out there who still do not understand that their match potential and how they earn free money. And you can teach this to your kids before they even enter the workforce. For every dollar that they choose to invest, you could match it. This creates an incredible incentive to invest and shows them that you're all in this together. You're not just teaching them a lesson, you're building a shared family value around creating long-term wealth. Now, let me know down in the comment section below, have any of you guys ever heard of these little sort of demonstrations by turning money into a game and giving some high amount of interest on money that they deposit with you, or creating some sort of family 401k plan? Let me know down in the comment section below. What do you guys think of these ideas? And with that said, if you found this video helpful and are ready to upgrade your portfolio, subscribe for more weekly investing tips, smash that like button, and don't forget to check out the links in the pinned comment to start building your own financial foundation. Teach them to invest, don't save, start with a small amount, and let that time be the magic multiplier. Thank you guys for watching. Drop me a comment down below. What's the first company your kid would be excited to own a piece of? For mine, it was Apple. And with that said, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.